students. So today we are going to discuss about the bases in detail in this part of video, that is part number 4. So this is about bases in details. Okay, now first of all, the type of bases. So we have already discussed this point that there are two type of bases depending upon their strength. One is strong bases and second is weak or mild bases. Okay, now moving ahead with the properties of bases. So bases have bitter taste. So this is also we have discussed in the first video. So bases have bitter taste and bases can turn red litmus paper into the blue. And yes, there are some other indicators also that we can use accordingly to identify the base, like methyl orange, phenolphthalein, like this. Okay, bases have soapy touch, so they are having slippery touch. This is also one of the important characteristic. And bases react with acids to form salts and water, and little bit amount of heat is also going to produce. So this is neutralization reaction. So we have seen 2 or 3 examples in the previous videos also. So this is neutralization reaction. And one of the important characteristic about the bases are that many bases are soluble in water. Not all, but many bases are soluble in water. So the bases which are soluble in water, they are called as alkali. Remember this thing, they are called as alkali, which are soluble in water. And if we talk about the examples, so examples are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Remember, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are the alkali. They are base, but they are also known as alkali because they are soluble in water. And these sodium and potassium hydroxide are also known as metal hydroxide because they are having metal in it. Like sodium is metal, similarly potassium is metal, like this. So that is why they are also called as metal hydroxide. So what we can conclude from here, that all alkalis are bases, no doubt, but all bases are not alkali. So this you have to remember. Now moving on to the chemical property, and in this we are going to discuss the reaction with the acid. So how these bases are going to react with the acid, and when they are going to react with the acid, they are going to form salt and water. So remember, we have already seen one example of formation of sodium chloride with the help of sodium hydroxide, that is base, and hydrochloric acid. So here I am going to take ammonium hydroxide as a base and hydrochloric acid. So we have changed this base only. Now the reaction between base and acid will take place. So this ammonium chloride salt will produce with the water. So this is again a type of neutralization reaction in which heat will also produce, but not of that amount. So this is neutralization reaction. Now we are going to discuss the next topic of this particular basis, that is uses of bases. So there are different type of bases, remember, like calcium hydroxide. As you can see, calcium hydroxide is a base which is also known as slaked lime. Remember, this is very important. Slaked lime is calcium hydroxide, which is used for whitewashing. So this calcium hydroxide is used for whitewashing in our house or in other buildings. Like, so for the purpose of whitewashing of walls, these calcium hydroxide chemical or base is used, which is also known as slaked lime. Similarly, calcium hydroxide, which is slaked lime, is used for making bleaching powder. Remember, bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride, which is used for water disinfectant. So remember, this calcium oxychloride is bleaching powder, so it is used as a disinfectant. Similarly, there are some other bases like sodium hydroxide. We have already seen this sodium hydroxide many times in our video, as reactions are there. So sodium hydroxide is a metal hydroxide, and which is also known as alkali, and commonly it is known as caustic soda. Remember, it is used in manufacturing of soap. So how we can make this soap, we will see in the next video, that is the last video. So manufacturing of soap can be done with the help of this base, that is caustic soda or alkali. Okay, it is used to make a disinfectant known as sodium hypochlorite. Remember, bleaching powder is also a type of disinfectant, same, but it is having calcium. Here it is having sodium. So sodium hypochlorite is also made by the help of sodium hydroxide. And sodium hydroxide is used in paper industry, textile industry, and medicinal industries for various purposes. Similarly, if we can discuss the other one more, you can say base, that is ammonium hydroxide. So ammonium hydroxide is used to make the fertilizer such as ammonium nitrate, and it is used for making plastic, dyes, nylons. So here it is also used. Similarly, we have the base, that is magnesium hydroxide. Remember, magnesium hydroxide is weak base, and yes, it is used in antacids. So these are the chemicals antacid which is present, which is used as medicine to relieve the acidity which appears in our stomach. So that time, to neutralize that acidity problem, we can use this antacid, and it is sold with the name of milk of magnesia. Why we call it milk? Because it is white in color, white liquid. So this is the packing of milk of magnesia. It is liquid in form, and it is used to relieve the stomach pain when acidity is there. Similarly, there are some other bases like sodium carbonate, which is a type of washing soda. It is used in making washing powder, and sodium bicarbonate, which is used as baking soda in bakery products. And remember, sodium bicarbonate or baking soda, both are same. It is used to treat ant sting whenever ant bite. So ant bite is having acid content in it, and because after applying this base, it get react with that acid of ant sting, and it will neutralize its effect. So it is used to treat that part also. Okay, zinc carbonate is also type of base which is also known as calamine. Remember, it is used, it is basically provided by doctors to relieve the skin irritation. So this is calamine lotion which is there. So this zinc carbonate is again a usable kind of base. So these are the some uses of base that you have to remember. In the last video we are going to discuss the salt part, and that will be our last part of discussion of this chapter. Till then, thanks.